Imagine the electrician will, it's not gonna take all day, most of the morning, so maybe tomorrow afternoon,
Okay, what time?
3?
3 PM tomorrow afternoon, Wednesday afternoon?
Sure.
Okay.
And next we have 47 Howell Drive, remaining discussion will be non-public, okay? So that's that.
Okay.
So then at 9:27, we'll move to signature items. Yesterday I drafted a short memo to Northway Bank.
What does the memo say? I have the memo here.
What do you have?
Letter of authorization. is
This
what
letter
they want.
says, the Board of Commissioners of the Village District of Ottawa has voted to open a checking account with the Northway Bank. Please assist our treasurer, Diana Reese, in establishing this new account with 3 signatures to be signed.
Okay.
That cover it?
Yep, I don't know as if they need it. Let's see. At Northway, this goes to the municipal department to open. The branch doesn't do it.
I see.
Good thing I labeled it Dear Northway Bank, but I did put the Conway address on it.
That's okay. And you don't really need to sign this, this is requesting the signature card. The account title will be the Village District of Idlewice Operation Account.
Mm-hmm.
The signers will be Mark Graffam, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, great.
But you don't have to sign it, remember we did
Oh.
this before?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the meeting minutes to authorize the account are attached.
Right.
Register a
Upstairs.
vehicle? Upstairs.
Sorry about that.
So if you.
So there's been a couple of meetings where we talked about it. It's just choosing which one we're
There was
gonna.
one where they actually made a motion and a vote
All right.
to move the whole thing. Oh. I apologize, I can't.
So this
type.
memo is of any use?
I think they should go together.
Yeah, they can go together, that's
Yeah.
fine. But this, they don't need to sign it, I'll sign it at the bottom, okay?
Right. So the minutes that will attach with it goes back to you when it's ready. I'll let you know. Okay.
Whoever wants it.
And
great.
another piece of news, which I think everybody knows, but tomorrow morning, I'm gonna be here bright and early to pick up our check.
Yes.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
And I
Wow, that's earlier than Thursday.
Do you have a
Yes.
ballpark of what that check's gonna be, roughly?
about what it was in January, 300 something. I'll email you as soon as I get it.
It's roughly half of the previous year's tax bill,
Which
Correct.
was also what we
the
got in
operating budget,
January.
Right.
which is over 700,000, so
Um,
we were guessing yesterday.
Yeah.
I will stop by the office.
You can sit here now, if you wanna sign checks.
Yeah. You might as well.
Can join one of
Making
the
her move
official
around.
chairs.
I'll stop by the office, Jennifer, because we always like to take a copy of the check
Oh,
before we
yeah.
deposit it.
Of course.
And I'll pick up a deposit.
All righty.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
At 9:31, we're going to move to commissioners' reports. So I'm continuing to work on the FEMA stuff. There's a list of the 18 roads that I'm taking pictures of and giving them GPS coordinates of the beginning and end of areas that still need to be fixed from last July's storm. And that's all I have to report about this week. There's another meeting coming up Thursday. What do you have?
Well, I kind of reported it before, the fact that I'll be this afternoon at the Summit Cabana with Doug, getting everything squared away, protect the records for electrical work being done tomorrow. I think probably Danny Brown will take about a half a day to get the electrical done. and then that portion will be taken care of. I took a walk to a particular area of contention yesterday, but that's on one of the correspondence items, so I'll discuss that when the correspondence item comes up.
What do you have, Nancy?
A nice list, again.
Sorry.
My weekly list of driveways,
The never-ending
6 driveways
list.
she has listed here.
yes.
Yeah, sorry.
So we did receive, we met with the
Paul.
property owners on 2 Chicora Review. He did bring in a drawing, just saw it this
Saw
morning.
it yesterday.
It's a very
The
simple
office.
drawing, but
Okay,
we can envision it
Yeah.
perfectly.
no, and I think the drawing is what we asked him for, and it is compliant. So we will, schedule an inspection? Do we
Looks like
want
you
to do
decided
that
not
next
to
week?
do any landscaping, horseshoe type of driveway.
After
Correct.
talking with us, he realized that it was a nice plan, but not the practical plan.
Right, not the practical plan.
When I was looking at that, I wondered if the ordinance should say how deep the driveway has to be off the road so that the cars are not, the end of the car isn't hanging in where the wind plow might be coming by in the middle of the storm. He probably has plenty of space, but we have other ones where they cut it pretty close.
Yes,
It's like the car is actually hanging out into the road.
Mm.
So maybe a note about when we change, if we update the driveway ordinance, that we say how deep off the road the cars have to be in the driveway.
It goes back to Nancy to keep with the remaining documents.
So do we need to approve his in a vote of any kind?
She mentioned something about an inspection. What else do you need to inspect?
to make sure that it gets put together exactly as he drew it.
All right, so.
So he already
okay.
has the construction permit,
Yes.
Yeah.
so this is just
Yeah, so it'll be a
for the operations.
operations permit.
Okay,
So he just needs to let us know when it's ready to be re-inspected for operations permit?
Yes.
Did he give you any timeline or anything like that?
He actually said he'd be having it doing it this week, so, we should be able to schedule a time where we're gonna,
What's the proper way of going about this, if it had been done properly over the past several years? Do we reach out at a reasonable time saying, is this work done now? Can we come and inspect, do a final inspection to give you an operations, or are they supposed to just contact us, which hasn't happened?
normally the homeowner is supposed to contact us to let us know that it's ready for final inspection. That doesn't appear to have been the case recently.
Right.
which is why we had
which
30
is-
driveways.
Right,
Why we had that many driveways to look at, but yes, so,
now, I'm not saying that ignorance is an excuse, but yeah, I think they didn't know. Nobody told them. They need to reach out to us when the work is done. We can need to come, so we can come back and re-inspect.
yeah. We can certainly let the property owner know to let us know once the construction's done.
Very good.
Okay, put a letter together for 23 Hotwell. They are not going to be using that as a driveway. They have removed the little bit of stone and stuff that was in the ditch line, which made it look like it was reestablished as a driveway.
Mhm.
And the homeowner has assured that it will not be used. Do you have the letter?
I do have the letters, and you guys received it as well.
Yeah.
So we're looking to approve this letter to be
Yes.
put on letterhead
Right,
and get ready for your signatures.
right, approve the draft for,
Do you want me to pass around the draft?
This time the commissioners agree that the area question is not to, the question in, not an attempt to establish a new doorway and closing this file. So I'll make a motion, we sign that letter?
Second.
All in
Okay,
favor?
so-
Aye.
All right, great.
You can sign that.
Okay, yeah, we'll be signing things out of session, once they're on letterhead,
Correct.
just making people know.
Okay, so that, you're not gonna sign that?
Is,
No.
right, is that is not an attempt, right?
Yeah, I stumbled on that trying to read it.
Yeah,
I don't have
Correct
my
question.
we,
glasses, so.
we can.
Is
Yes,
not
please
an
fix that.
attempt. Okay.
It's those letters things, when I try and put things
That's-
together.
No, that's why multiple eyes need to check it, because we all miss stuff.
Yes. 9 Jungfrau, we visited this property Sunday, and it's definitely gonna need proper engineered drawings for the driveway, not land survey. So I did the same letter for needing engineer drawings that we have sent to other.
So, this is an issue that needs to be clarified, because we're having this with another lot that we're going to be discussing in non-public session. Engineering drawings, a surveyor's drawing of a septic design that includes the layout of the driveway is not the engineering drawings
Correct,
that
is
we're talking
not
about.
driveway engineering
Well,
drawings.
this letter says engineering drawings, small e, engineering drawings.
Do we
Should
wanna-
it be clear and say, not a surveyor's drawing of where the driveway is located in the septic design, but a engineer's drawings that protects the road by showing where the negative grade, that doesn't allow, really spell it out, because that is where people are telling us that,
This is an engineer.
yeah, this isn't,
Yeah.
it's got a stamp on it,
Right,
even though it's not an engineer, it's a surveyor.
right,
Can a surveyor be an engineer? Yeah,
Could
probably,
be.
maybe, but they're not getting it, or they don't wanna get it.
Well, they're looking to get around it,
yeah,
They don't want, that's what I mean by they don't wanna get it.
right?
right.
Yeah, I think we need to clarify that, you know, whether it's a septic design or a site survey or whatever, these are not engineering drawings specifically for the driveway, and that's what we require.
An engineering drawing showing the negative grade profile, those words would help it.
Yep.
If they can get a surveyor to draw the profile of the driveway, showing where the negative grade is, so that we can hold that up when the driveway's completed and say, there it is, they did it, or, no, you didn't do it. That's the point.
Right.
So what they wanna do is show us the surveyor's drawing or the septic design and say, here's the driveway on this side of the lot. And that's not what we need. We need you to show us where it is that you're gonna stop the water from coming out onto the road. And the septic design with the driveway layout doesn't show you that.
Correct.
And the letter needs to say that in a few words, and I think,
Does say something towards where it says engineered drawings, which define negative grade, that define drainage, a culvert, if needed, define negative grade where the driveway meets the road, and protection of the road are required. So some type of wording specifying the engineered drawings, driveway
yeah, I want to
engineered.
right to the drawing. The drawing shows you, first time you see engineering drawing showing the negative grade. Cause some people wanna use the ditch as the negative grade.
Correct.
And we're trying to protect the ditches.
So we'll do some additional wordsmithing on this.
Just making it, as soon as we mention engineer, which you have in bold letters, that's when it should be coupled with the negative grade right there, not later down in the letter.
Right, and when you say define negative grade where the driveway meets the road, that could be construed as using the ditch, and that's not always the case.
Right.
So, I guess we just need to make this clear.
Yep.
I mean,
So they're considering the ditch as part of the road?
The ditch is part of the road.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Drainage,
I
everybody
can't
a
see
lot
how
of
they
people think
can
that the
make that,
travel surface where a
Yeah.
pothole is the road.
yeah,
The road is the travel surface, the subsurface,
Yeah.
and the drainage system
all right,
that
so,
that protects it.
Right.
just a little wordsmithing.
So we'll do some work.
yeah, it's,
Which defines the negative grade. Maybe just defined is the only word I need changed.
Okay.
Because define can be language,
That's true.
which is a lot of language on engineering drawings.
Yes.
I want the drawing to show.
I want the
the-
drawing to show
the
it.
negative grade.
Yes.
So it's a simple change of show. Anyway. Next.
All right, so this one we'll bring this one up next week and
That's our biggest issue with these things. Is
yeah, it's turning out to be.
do
Yeah.
some wordsmithing.
it seems simple change.
Well,
Okay.
people interpret things
Right.
the way
Yeah,
they
we want to try and make it,
Yes, yes, and we're trying to make it clear.
Right.
right,
So
no room for creative interpretation.
exactly. So definitely that'll get some more wordsmithing and so the next one on the list is 48 Edelboden. This is a unpermitted curb cut where the
Is that the
lot has already been
This is-
cleared.
DeFeo?
This is the east end of Edelboden, the downhill end
Yes, yes, and
near Thusis.
yes.
Right, yeah,
Yes.
where the
Yes.
road is.
And because I could see it from Thusis, I
Okay,
misidentified the lot. So we fixed that, so it's 48 Edelboden.
Yes, for, last week was Blinden Drive, this week
Yeah.
it's Thusis Edelboden, yeah.
Yeah. Wait until we get to Omega.
Yeah.
So, we okay with that one?
Yeah,
So we'll
Nancy,
sign it
second?
out of session?
Okay. Nancy seconds, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good with it.
Aye.
Three
I
zero.
know what's going on
Okay.
there.
Okay. The next one is confusing. Looking at the maps, it is identified as 23 West Bergamo. It does have footage on Omega.
Omega.
The curb cut is on Omega, but I'm not exactly sure how far down Omega it is and where those, the two lots that could be in question are there. I probably should have
It's
asked
not
Jeff.
that far down.
I probably should have asked Jeff.
Yeah.
They have a roller thing that will give us the
Distance, yeah.
distance.
Mhm.
So maybe we could do that and check and see how far down that is so that we know. I just don't want to send a letter to
The wrong-
to the wrong
Right.
property owner, you know? So my thought was that could possibly use the DPW.
Are the official county maps or Madison maps, do they really actually list this road as Omega? I mean, is that we've heard it referred to that, but I don't know, is that a proper name for this?
Yes,
it's on
Omega
maps?
is actually
Okay.
a
Tax
district road.
maps have Omega Place.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm looking for,
Um,
yeah.
The Avatar online map doesn't label the road at all. Doesn't identify the road at all. And the tax records have lots numbered on Omega that they're taxing people on, to
Okay.
have Omega addresses on it.
Right,
This particular lot in question has, as you saw from the map, has frontage on the end of West Bergamo and the beginning of Omega.
Yep.
It's an odd shaped frontage that actually shows some kind of cut that follows the curve up to Old Town Road. And where that driveway was rough cut is the question. Was it on that lot that shares its frontage on both road, or is it this next lot down? It's how far down
right,
from some unknown pin marker as to where this driveway starts.
right.
And the person that cut the driveway, did they even know where they were when they were cutting it? Did they
Right.
cut it on their own on their own lot or not? Or did they cut it right on the property line?
Right.
Right. So
So
there's two lot owners there that we need to identify which one did this.
I'm going to take a tape measure up there and see if I can get a rough idea as to whether this is in question as to where this driveway really is, or whether it's clearly on one of these lots.
Okay.
That'll be a dog outing.
Oh, okay.
Hank can hold it.
Yeah.
So that's West Bergamo Omega. Next is 13 Thusis.
Yes.
That's the new property owner.
That's the new property owner. We had sent the original driveway is expired, driveway permit is expired to the contractor. So now we wanna get it to the
Property
new property, to the new property owner, showing and adding that the negative grade coming up to where it meets the road was there and is now removed. So we have to.
Yep.
So I have an updated letter for that person, that property owner.
Okay.
Was that one okay? The letter?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need to review the draft or anything? You good?
We'll sign it out of session?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Are you
That's
gonna
it?
make a motion?
Got a motion on that? I'll make a motion to approve that letter.
Second?
Aye.
3-0.
Okay.
Okay, yep, and the only other thing I had listed was the VLAP, and we've already discussed that, so that's good.
Did we get a bill? The VLAP bill was in there? Yes. 'cause
Yes.
We talked about moving money. Okay.
Yes, and I, just so that you know, I am gonna put together a follow-up letter for the people that have not yet responded when they got their original, your driveway permit is expired letter.
Okay. There's still a number of those, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's still too many,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
All set?
All set?
At 10:51, we'll move to correspondence. 10:51. So you got an email regarding the rental
Porta potty.
porta potty at
Forage Shore.
Forage Shore Beach. And the background story on that is that for years, there were complaints about the fact there was no restroom facilities at that beach. So this year, we decided when we were doing the porta potties to include one for there. We got an email from a lady, and now we got a second email from someone to talk to that lady.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, do we remove the porta potty? I can't cite who it was over the last few years that complained about it, and I have no problem saving $110 a month by removing it. It's just a question of whether 2 emails remove a porta potty for the silent majority. if the silent majority even exists.
Well, I went there yesterday, and there were young couples sitting right on the rocks right next to it. You couldn't smell a thing. I also have observed over a number of years since from my property, I have a direct line of sight to Porridge Shore. That beach gets used a lot. I think we did a good thing by putting that porta potty there, because I've heard complaints over the past couple of years where people are taking care of their business out in the woods and on private property.
Yes.
So I think we did a good thing, and I don't want to be in a position of we're damned if we do, damned if we don't.
You don't want to take it back and forth every week?
I read this letter that it kind of comes off as a NIMBY type of situation to me, and rather than I would suggest to this complainant that if you feel so strongly about it, remember it is a public beach, it's not a private, it's not there for the residents of Porridge Shore only. A lot of people know about this beach. It's no longer the secret beach that's a great place to go. Everybody knows about it.
They do now.
They do now.
Yeah, I would say if the complainant feels so strong about it, then that person should mount a petition warrant article for next year's annual meeting that no porta potty gets placed there. I think we did a good thing. And most people I've talked to like the fact that it's there. I went to a big party right after on the 4th of July weekend, and that was the one weekend there was a major problem that somebody really messed it up, and there may have been some smell. I'm having a real big problem that that person, the two houses that can see it, and it's not a direct line of sight, it's obscured by trees. I think there was a little bit, the case was exaggerated, I think. So again, I think it's one person complaining, it's a NIMBY thing, and if they feel so strong about it, mount a petition warrant article for next year's annual meeting.
So the response to it,
We haven't heard from
the other
Nancy yet.
gentleman, I'm sorry?
We haven't heard from Nancy yet.
Okay.
What say ye, Nancy Cole?
What say Nancy?
I am aware that there have been issues in that area where people have been using property, private property,
Right.
not to do what they needed to do.
Do you recall from your administrative days that there were issues?
Yes.
That time?
Yes, that is why the landowner who is outside of Edelweiss put up some fencing.
Yeah.
Because people were using his property,
Yep.
and it was obviously human, because animals do not use toilet paper or t-shirts to clean up. And that's what was found on that property.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it should stay for, and
I think it's for the greater public good.
yes,
I think we did a good thing, because if we were to take it away, then somebody else would come back at us and say, oh my God, like you just
Yeah.
talked about. So,
yeah, look what I found on my property,
and again, I think everybody I've talked to who goes to the beach, that they don't have a problem with it. Of course, they don't have a house right there, but that's, again,
Right.
to me,
But there are a lot of
kind of a
people-
NIMBY complaint.
There are a lot of people that use that beach for bringing their kayaks and rowboats and things without using the other beaches,
Right.
because it is a great
It's a good place to
spot
launch,
to launch a boat, a small boat. So there are people that use it, and I think we should protect the public interest, which is to have facilities available.
Make it sanitary, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to respond to the email by saying, encapsulating what was said here?
Yeah, I think we should.
Could we say a brief statement that captures what you guys were saying, which is, we feel it's in the best interest of the community to keep the restrooms there, and a petition warrant article, a petition that shows
If the overwhelming
Evidence.
amount of voters want it removed,
the
then
voters don't
fine.
want it there, then
Correct.
that's what we'll do.
Yep.
But it would be up to the complainant to mount that petition warrant article. Our position is we think it's a public service and it's gonna stay.
So I'll make that as a motion that we send such a letter, such a email response.
Second.
All in favor of that?
Aye.
Do you think it captured the essence of that?
Mm-hmm.
So at 9:57, we'll see if there's any public appearances, public comments? No?
Nobody in the peanut gallery.
So I'll make a motion that we do a roll call vote to go to non-public session for 2 reputation issues and 1 hiring discussion. So that needs to be second, and then
Second.
a roll call vote. How do you vote, Nancy?
Aye.
How do you vote, Woody?
Aye.
I vote yes also, so we'll go into non-public session. Thank you, Carol.
You okay?
Yeah, I just have to move slowly.